Hey. What's up, everybody? This is Tucker. Thank you for stopping in and sharing some of your time with me today. It has been 6 months since I left my home in Connecticut and started over in Southern California. So today I thought I'd share some of the things that I've been learning since then, both the pros and the cons of starting over in a new place. And at the end, I'll outline a few suggestions for the things that have helped me best connect in my new city, or to my new city. Connect in and around my new city. A few months back, I did a video tour of this home that I'm renting where I gave a summary of my move, what brought me to make the move out to California from Connecticut to California. I'm here in California now. That was the move. That's what I did. I moved here. If you want to watch that, I'll add that link in the video description, but here's a quick summary for you. A few years back, heading into the pandemic, I was facing some recent lifestyle changes and some pretty major career adjustments as well. Both my work and my community were closely tied together, and unfortunately, it didn't go the way that I hoped or planned, as it often doesn't. But even though it was my choice to make those changes, I felt forced into making them for my own health and well-being. So whether it's a choice or not, that's what happened. And then the pandemic hit, and all the momentum I was gathering for a potential move came to a standstill. So over 2 years into this freaking thing, I felt like I couldn't sit around waiting anymore for my environment to change. So in the hopes of finding new opportunities and making new friends and reconnecting with my passions, I packed up and I drove west to Santa Barbara. And that was back in January. Now it's June. So I've been taking time to reflect on that experience and what it's meant to put down roots in a new home, and specifically the outward efforts that it's taken to feel like a local in an otherwise unfamiliar place. Right off the bat, one of my favorite things is getting to experience a place as a newcomer. And getting out of your comfort zone, you get to see how other people live. It's a peek into a different way of living. You get to see the benefits of each place, connecting with the cultural traits, the customs, and even the idiosyncrasies that make each place unique. Whether that's the landscape and the geography of a region, or the demographics of its people, the various artistic expressions, the types of food, what movies people like to watch, or the music genres that are specific to your new home. Whatever the different reasons are, they are as diverse as the people and their interests. And what I love most about starting over is that it means you get to look at things in a whole new way and potentially point your life in a different direction as well. Oh, it's getting hot in here. It's a fresh start, and fresh starts are a great way to create new habits and patterns for growth in your life. One way that happens is by forcing you to get out of your own shell, by leaving your comfort zone and creating a home somewhere new, where everything is unfamiliar, and that gives you the chance to be intentional about how, where, and with whom you spend your time. With whom you spend your time. So, all that said, I know it's not easy. It takes hard work and massive amounts of energy to put yourself out there, to familiarize yourself with a neighborhood, and not to mention the time it takes to invest in meeting people and building relationships. For myself, I had been fortunate to be grounded here with one family who are some of my closest friends, and through them, I've been making friends of my own. However, if you are starting off completely green without any connections, then that's another layer of challenge to build meaningful connection to both people and place. For many people who move, their initial contact point will be through their workplace. If you're moving for a job, then that is a great place to start when looking for connection and point of reference for any potential suggestions. Potential. Now, I moved here after starting a business, so I wasn't coming in with that point of contact built in. If that's like you, then it just means you have to be a bit more intentional when it comes to seeking out opportunity and adventure, and basically everything that goes along with it. As promised, I will send you off with 4 suggestions to help you get connected to both the people and the place after your move. The first is have a plan. Once you arrive and begin to get settled, make a list of the things you love to do. If you're a foodie or you like to hike, then do a quick search of the best trails and restaurants in your area and schedule 2 to 3 times a week to explore and discover the spots on your list. Do it as much or as little as you feel comfortable with. I say 2 to 3 because that's the perfect amount of time for me as a relatively extroverted introvert to go out and make connections while also still reserving energy for myself. Next, I suggest that you would find your third place. The term for the third place is used to designate your place of interest and community that isn't either your home or your place of work. It's a spot where you go to have a good time and build community. It's often based around hobbies or communities of faith, like churches and social clubs. But don't let that limit you as you search for a third place. A good gym, a local pub, and meetup groups can be a great starting point as you search for a third place. And when you have a few options, always remember to be honest. When you meet people, tell them that you're new to town and are looking to get connected. Maybe that you'd love for some suggestions of their favorite places to go or their favorite things to do. You might just be surprised by how much people want to help the new kid in town. That was me. So be open to the conversations and be honest when people ask you about yourself. And once you've made that connection, the next step is to say yes. It's simple, but it's also one of the hardest parts. When people extend an invitation to a gathering or club meeting, maybe a get-together or a hangout, then saying yes opens you up to the possibility of building your network and connecting to your town in meaningful ways. That's not always the case, and no, not everyone you meet will become a friend, but it doesn't hurt to try, and it puts you one step closer to becoming a local. So those are the 4 suggestions that I've found to be helpful in getting connected to a new place after a move. And one last thing I wanted to say is I understand that this is a privilege. It's not for everyone, and most people don't even have the opportunity or the desire to start over in a new place when it could benefit them to do so. So if you can and want to give it a try, I'd recommend giving it a go. You never know what could come out of it. There is a huge difference between traveling and living. And if experiencing a depth of cultures is something that you have an interest in, there's no better way than grounding, connecting, and experiencing a place by making it your home. So that's it for today. I'm going to take off and explore something new this evening. If this is something that you have found helpful, encouraging, or maybe even inspiring, please subscribe to follow along with me and like this video so that I know what you're connecting with. I'll see you here again next time. Safe travels. Take care.